So, hello everyone, good evening to all. We had just started this session. Just confirm me once that my voice is audible and the PDF file is visible to you so that we can start the session. Yes, sir, just comment me in the chat box that my voice is audible. I suppose everything is okay. Now, yes, sir. So today we are going to start our discussion on this budget 2024. Okay. In this budget, we are going to discuss the complete proposals which are there from direct taxation perspective, from indirect taxation perspective, and we'll also discuss about certain journal perspective which government has pronounced in the budget 2024. Okay. So, yes, sir. Chat box is here. If you have any question, if you have any doubt in related to any topic which is related to our budget 2024, in that case you just need to comment in the chat box. We'll take that question immediately. We'll discuss on that particular question immediately. Okay, the mode of communication of this webinar will be Hindi and English, both. Will use both the languages, but most of the discussion will be in English language. If you want any example in Hindi as well, in that case you just need to comment in the chat box. We'll convert that example into Hindi and English as per your convenience. Okay, now, so sir, budget 2024 बहुत कुछ ज्यादा नहीं है बजट 2024 में. विल डिस्कस एंड विल कवर द कंप्लीट एस्पेक्ट ऑफ द बजट 2024 विद इन 30 to 40 minutes. Okay, but I just require your attention in this particular session, and I also want that this session should be interactive. If you have any question, if you have any point, you just need to comment in the chat box. And the second point is that छोटे छोटे से proposals हैं, but these proposals are very much relevant and very much important from our day to day practices and related to our day to day life. Okay, hence this is required that we need to be concentrate while listening the content. Okay, we'll first take the examples and after that we'll understand the subject from the law. So here the our process will be like, first we'll discuss the proposals from indirect taxation perspective. Then we'll discuss the proposals from direct taxation perspective. And at last we'll discuss certain journal proposals which is there by the government of India. That is what is the thing which is there. Okay. Now we'll start our discussion from indirect taxation. First we are going to start our discussion from the indirect taxation point of view. One more important thing is there. This is a complete e-guide e-book on the budget 2024. We had provided the complete analysis of the budget 2024 in this particular e-book. Okay, to all the registered participants, this ebook has already mailed to your registered mail ID. You just need to check your registered mail ID. Here you will get this particular ebook. Okay, this ebook in a simplified way, in a colorful charts, you will get the complete budget. Okay, and those who are joining through the YouTube platform, if you want this PDF file, in that case you just need to text me over this particular number which I am going to comment in the chat box. If you are going to, if you will comment in this particular number, on this particular number related to the PDF file, then we'll share this ebook on your WhatsApp number. Okay, my team will share on your WhatsApp number. Now, budget 2024 analysis from our indirect taxation perspective. So before moving ahead, I just want to discuss about one concept, and then after we'll discuss the amendment. As we all know, there is one concept is there, that is input service distributor. I just request everyone that the direct taxation and indirect taxation, be careful, understand the complete concept, and when we'll discuss the general concept, there is nothing important in that. We'll just briefly discuss on that. Okay, now sir, first we need to understand the concept of input service distributor, because कई सारे लोग ऐसे होंगे जिनको शायद हो सकता है आइडिया ही नहीं हो what do you mean by this input service distributor. So for that purpose, first we are going to discuss the term input tax service distributor from an example perspective, and then after we'll discuss the amendment proposed in budget 2024. Okay, so input service distributor means, suppose one head office is at Rajasthan. Okay, head office is at Rajasthan, and the branches, that head office has various branches. Suppose one branch is at Gujarat, another branch is at Maharashtra, and third branch is at Madhya Pradesh, MP. Okay, there are three branches of this particular head office, and suppose that head office has bought 1 lakh, yeah, just changes 1000 laptops. Okay, that head office has bought 1000 laptops, and suppose on that particular buying there is a GST of 1 lakh rupees is there. Okay, there is a GST of 1 lakh rupees is there on this buying of 1000 laptop. Now that head office, that is that Rajasthan head office, is going to transfer that laptops to various branches, to Gujarat branch, to Maharashtra branch, to Madhya Pradesh branch. Suppose that head office is transferring 30 laptop to, that is 1000, 300 laptop to Gujarat, 300 laptop to Maharashtra, and 400 laptop to MP. Okay, in that case, that Rajasthan head office has also needs to transfer the input tax credit, because these laptops are used by that particular branches, as well as इतनी सारी इनपुट का हेड ऑफिस क्या करेगा, वो accumulation हो जाएगा. Hence there is a provision of input service distributor, and for that purpose that head office has just need to take the registration as a input service distributor, and when that head office is going to take the registration as ISD, in that case that head office can transfer the input tax credit. Head office can transfer the input tax credit to various branches in the ratio, of turnover. Okay, that is what is the mechanism which is there of the input service distributor, that if head office is going to transfer any supply to the various branches, in that case head office also has to transfer the relevant input tax credit. For that purpose head office has to take the registration as a ISD, and after taking that registration, that head office can easily transfer the input tax credit to the particular branches. Now this is the provision of input service distributor. Now point is that, sir, what is amendment proposed in budget 2024? आप तो वो डिस्कस करो. Now यहां पर होता क्या है, there may be chances उस हेड ऑफिस के पास input can be on account of forward charge, can be on account of reverse charge. Okay, if that head office is going to buy certain things, and if the supplier is going to charge the GST, in that case the same will be covered under the definition of forward charge. And if there is certain particular type of supply, in that case that supplier is not going to pay the GST, but the head office, that means recipient, is going to pay the GST and claiming the input tax credit, that is what is called as my reverse charge mechanism. Now point is that in case of input service distributor, suppose that head office wants to transfer the input tax credit, in that case question is that whether the head office can transfer the forward charge wale input tax credit or reverse charge wale input tax credit. So ab tak the provision was that the input tax credit only on account of forward charge can be transferred by the head office to various branches. Okay, now गवर्नमेंट proposes वन amendment, और गवर्नमेंट ने वो अमेंडमेंट प्रपोज करके बोला कि इफ एनी हेड ऑफिस is going to pay any GST and claiming input tax credit, that means RCM, in that case also they can transfer that input tax credit to various branches. That means we are going to take one example, and through that example I just want to clear that situation. Suppose there is a dispute in the company, and due to that dispute company has to pay legal fees to an advocate. Okay, and as we all know that on account of that legal fees, when we are going to pay the legal fees to an lawyer, in that case GST will be charged under reverse charge mechanism. In that case that head office has to pay the GST on the fees of that advocate, and after the payment head office is also eligible to claim the input tax credit. But in that situation this dispute is for whole company. for branches as well as for the head office. In that case, head office wants to transfer the input tax credit on account of that legal fees to various branches. Is it possible? So earlier it was not possible, but in budget 2024 government proposes that head office has power to transfer the input tax credit on account of reverse charge mechanism as well to their branches under input service mechanism. That is what is the provision. So this example is clear for each and everyone. I just want reply from each and everyone that this example and the concept of input service distributor and the proposed amendment is okay for you, so that we can discuss the same from the provision of law. Just comment in the chat box on fastest basis. Earlier the section number 2 subsection number 61 of the CGST Act बोलता था an input service distributor who has received the invoices issued under section 31 that is forward charge, केवल उस केस में ही वो इनपुट को डिस्ट्रीब्यूट कर सकता है. बट नाउ गवर्नमेंट proposes the amended section, new section number 2 subsection number 61 of the CGST Act, and as per that particular section, that input service distributor can distribute the input tax credit on account of invoices as well as including invoices in relation to supply liable to the tax under subsection 3 and subsection 4 of the section 9. And as we all know that section 9 subsection 3 and subsection 4 talks about the reverse charge mechanism. That means government proposes that now if head office wants to transfer the input tax credit on account of reverse charge mechanism, in that case also the head office can transfer the input tax credit to the various branches. That is what is the amendment which is proposed by substitution of section number 2 subsection 61 of the CGST Act. Now उन्होंने यहां पर ये सेक्शन इंसर्ट कर दी एंड ऑल्सो दे टोल्ड that you can transfer the input tax credit to your branches on account of reverse charge mechanism. Now for providing the mechanism to transfer the input tax credit, गवर्नमेंट ने बोल दिया आप ट्रांसफर कर सकते हो, बट व्हाट विल बी द मैकेनिज्म टू ट्रांसफर द इनपुट टैक्स क्रेडिट. सो फॉर दैट पर्पस गवर्नमेंट हैज आल्सो अमेंडेड द सेक्शन नंबर 20 of CGST Act, and in that particular section they also inserted that if there is any input tax credit on account of section 9 subsection 3 and subsection 4, that means my RCM related, in that case you can also transfer that input tax credit. And mechanism के लिए उन्होंने बोला if you want to transfer the CGST and IGST, because in case of ISD there is no requirement, for the transfer of SGST. CGST or SGST can be transferred as CGST or SGST, because when the supply will be interstate, in that case IGST will be charged, and if that supply is intra-state, in that case CGST will be charged. That is what is the mechanism. So mechanism is same which is applicable in case of forward charge, but रिवर्स चार्ज के केस में भी सेम मैकेनिज्म यहां पर एप्लीकेबल हो जाएगा. द सेम मैकेनिज्म विल बी एप्लीकेबल इन केस ऑफ रिवर्स चार्ज मैकेनिज्म. विद्या जी, दीज प्रोविजंस, दीज अमेंडमेंट्स विल बी एप्लीकेबल एज सून एज द फाइनेंस बिल विल बी अप्रूव्ड. ओके, जब वो फाइनेंस एक्ट बन जाएगा एट दैट टाइम दीज अमेंडमेंट विल बी एप्लीकेबल. नाउ दीज आर द प्रपोजल्स. ओके, so this is our first amendment which is proposed in budget 2024 related to my input service distributor. I suppose this provision is okay for each and everyone. Each and everyone has got the concept. Now we have our second amendment which is proposed in case of machinery registration. There is one new section inserted by the government, proposed insert of this particular section, which is section 122 and subclause number A of CGST Act. This new section has been inserted. or the proposal is there for insert of this new section, that is section number 122A. And as per this particular section, if there is any machinery, if government notify, so government will notify in certain specific case. That means this provision will not be applicable in each and every situation. This will be applicable in certain special situation when government notify that this machinery should be registered. Now question is that, sir, where we need to register the machinery? So the complete detail will be provided on the GSTN common portal. Okay. When the government will notify as per section number 148 of CGST Act, when the government will notify that you need to register your machinery, and if the taxpayer is not going to register that machinery, in that case there is a penalty of 1 lakh rupee for each machinery as per section number 122 सब clause number A, जो यहाँ पर insert करने का proposal रखा गया है. This section is proposed by the government of India in budget 2024 that if your machinery is used in the manufacturing of the goods, and if government has notified that you need to register the machinery, and if you are not going to register the same, in that case there is a penalty which can be imposed under section 122 sub clause number A, 1 lakh rupee for each machinery. Okay, so what is the basic requirement of applicability of this section? गवर्नमेंट का नोटिफाई करें, मशीनरी हो, मैन्युफैक्चरिंग ऑफ गुड्स से रिलेटेड हो, in that case there is requirement to register the same, and if taxpayer is not going to register the same, in that case there is a penalty of 1 lakh rupees each machinery. Okay, if in your business there is a 5 machinery, in that case the penalty will be 5 lakh rupees. Also with that penalty, if taxpayer is not going to pay that amount, that penalty, in that case government has power for seizure of this particular machinery. Okay, government has also power to seize that particular machinery, but government will not going to seize your machinery if you are going to pay the penalty. ठीक भी है ना, अगर आपने पेनल्टी का पेमेंट कर दिया, in that case there is no requirement of any seizure. Or within 3 days from the intimation of the notice, within 3 days from the intimation of this particular thing, if you are going to register your machinery, in that case also there will be no penalty which will be imposed under section 122 sub clause number A. This is our second amendment which is proposed in budget 2024. That means here total 2 amendments are there. One is related to my input service distributor and another is related to the insert of new section, that is 122 sub clause number A. So total अगर कोई पूछे related to indirect perspective, there are total 2 types of amendment are there. One is my ISD and another is my 122A 1 lakh rupee penalty. Okay, that is what is the amendment which is proposed in budget 2024. I just require your comment in the chat box related to these 2 amendments which is there in budget 2024 related to indirect taxation. इसके अलावा कोई भी यहाँ पर amendment नहीं है. Okay, and for your reference in the ebook this complete section is also provided. Okay, now these are the amendment proposed from indirect taxation perspective. Now we are going to start our discussion the amendment from direct taxation perspective. सर अगर आप लोगों को चीजें समझ आ गई है ना, तो मैं आपसे रिक्वेस्ट करूंगा प्लीज प्रोवाइड द कमेंट इन द चैट बॉक्स. ओके, बिकॉज योर comment will plays a very important role in the discussion. Now from direct taxation perspective, the first point or first question सबके दिमाग में एक आता है कि whether there is any change in the rate of the income tax or not, there is any change in the slab of the income tax or not. So the answer is that there is no any change in the slab of the income tax. The same which was applicable in last year, the same will be applicable as per budget 2024. Okay, so the complete chart is here provided in this particular PDF file. You can go through with this PDF file for your better understanding. The rates are same. There is no any other rate is prescribed by the government, or there is no any other change in the rate of tax rate is prescribed or proposed by the government in the budget 2024. Now सर, डायरेक्ट टैक्सेशन रिलेटेड चेंजेस वो तो हो गई कि मेरी रेट्स जो है वो सेम रहने वाली है. नाउ द क्वेश्चन इज दैट वेदर देयर इज एनी डायरेक्ट टैक्सेशन रिलेटेड चेंजेस आर देयर और नॉट. सो द फर्स्ट चेंज विच गवर्नमेंट हैज प्रपोज्ड दैट if there is any demand, if there is any demand, if there is any demand till 2009-10 up to rupees 25,000, in that case government will waive off that amount. They are not going to take this amount from you if the amount is up to 25,000 rupees. Okay, if this amount is up to 25,000 rupees and the demand is till 2009-10, that means since 1962 till 910, if there is any demand up to 25,000 rupees, in that case government is going to waive that particular demand. In budget 2024 उन्होंने ये प्रपोज यहाँ पर कर दिया. Now, second, if from 2010-11 till 2014-15, if there is any disputed demand is there up to rupees 10,000 rupees, in that case also government ने बोला we are going to waive off that amount. That means till 910, if there is any amount up to 25,000 rupees, in that case government is going to waive off that amount. And if the amount is up to 10,000 rupees from financial year 10-11 till 14-15, in that case also government is going to waive off that particular 10,000 rupees ka demand from income tax. Okay, that is what is the proposal which is there. Now, one more thing is there. We all know very well that in case of startup, government is providing multiple benefits. In case of startup, government is providing multiple benefit. Okay, so as a chartered accountant, as a consultant, as a professional, we also need to connect with our client and consult our client related to registration under startup India. Okay, because there are a lot of benefits are there. There are taxation related benefits are there. There are set of the losses related benefits are there, as well as there are multiple benefits for funding is also available by the provided by the government in case the institute or the particular constitution is registered under the startup India. Okay, so स्टार्टअप को गवर्नमेंट यहां पर कुछ बेनिफिट प्रोवाइड करवा रही थी. उनके प्रॉफिट एंड लॉस का जो डिडक्शन था, गवर्नमेंट ने बोला था फर्स्ट 3 ईयर का डिडक्शन यू कैन क्लेम. ओके, till 31st March 2024. Now government has extended that particular deadline to 31st March 2025. That means all the benefits which is provided to that particular startup in case of deduction of the profit and loss account for 3 consecutive financial year from the 10 financial year, the same shall be extended till 31st March 2025. जो पहले वो रिडक्शन पहले 3 सालों का 31 मार्च 2024 तक क्लेम कर सकता था, नाउ गवर्नमेंट ने ये प्रपोज कर दिया कि उसको यहां पर जो है 31st March 2025 तक वो क्लेम कर पाएगा. दैट इज व्हाट इज द सेकंड अमेंडमेंट which is proposed, or there is no any such amendment is there in case of that particular benefit. Just government has extended the deadline for claiming the benefit on account of that startup. Okay, so I am not going to categorize it in the definition of the particular amendment. This is just an extension of the deadline to claim the benefit. That is what is the thing. So अभी तक हम लोगों ने दो बातें जो है यहाँ पर इनकम टैक्स के अंदर रीड आउट की. फर्स्ट पॉइंट इज दैट if there is any demand up to 25,000 rupees till 2009-10, वेव ऑफ कर दी है गवर्नमेंट ने. इफ द अमाउंट इज अप टू 10,000 rupees till 14-15, फ्रॉम 10-11, in that case that amount will also be waive off by the government. This is the proposal in budget. Second, the timeline of the benefits to the startup for deduction of their profit and loss is to be extended from 31st March 2024 to 31st March 2025. Okay, this is my second number. Third number, First I am going to take one example, and through that example we are going to discuss that particular factor so that you can easily understand the same. As we all know, if there is any foreign exchange, if there is any foreign exchange, or if there is any foreign tool, in both the cases there is requirement of deduction of the TCS. In both the cases there is requirement of the deduction of the TCS. Now point is that what will be the rate of the TCS, किस रेट के ऊपर उस बंदे को TCS डिडक्ट करना है, that is what is the point, and related to that point in budget 2024 there is amendment. Now as per section number 206C sub clause number 1G, कई बार when we are reading that particular amendments or the proposals in budget, at that time there is requirement that we need to understand the section part as well. Okay, this will also create a help us to understand that particular law. Now in case of authorized dealer, that means if I want to do anything in that foreign exchange, I want to convert my currency, in that case I need to connect with that authorized dealer. Okay, and in that case when I will connect with that authorized dealer, at that time that authorized dealer will deduct that TCS amount. So earlier there was requirement the TCS rate was 20%. Now the TCS rate is just 5%. There is requirement to deduct the TCS at the rate of 5% only. Okay, in case of the foreign currency related transactions, and that will be deducted by the authorized dealer. Now earlier there was a provision that if you are going to exchange the amount up to 7 lakh rupees, किसके लिए, फॉर मेडिकल ट्रीटमेंट और एजुकेशन पर्पस के लिए, इफ यू आर गोइंग टू ट्रांसफर दैट फंड फॉर मेडिकल एंड एजुकेशन पर्पस ओनली अप टू 7 lakh rupees, in that case there will be no deduction of the TCS. Now government proposes that if you are going to transfer that 7 lakh rupees in a financial year for any purpose, not for medical, not for education, if you are going to transfer for any purpose, in that case also there is no requirement to deduct the TCS. That means the amount up to 7 lakh rupees there is no requirement to deduct the TCS. But if the amount is in excess of 7 lakh rupees and that amount will be used for purpose other than the medical and education, in that case there is requirement to deduct the TCS at the rate of 20%. That is what is the provision which is amended by the government in budget 2024. Okay, that means this amendment is proposed. First, the rate of TCS will be 5%. Up to 7 lakh rupees ka foreign currency exchange, there is no requirement to deduct TCS, whatever will be the purpose. But if the amount is above 7 lakh rupees is and the purpose is other than medical and education, in that case the deduction will be at the rate of 20%. Now second point, in case of tour packages there is requirement to deduct the TCS, but if the amount is up to 7 lakh rupees, in that case old rate was 20%, now only 5% TCS will be deducted. And if the amount is more than 7 lakh rupees, in that case old में भी 20% TCS deduct करना था, current में भी 20% ही TCS deduct करना है. These are the three major amendment proposed in the budget 2024. Okay, just recap करते हैं. Direct taxation, first point was डिमांड में भी अप टू 25,000 एंड अप टू 10,000 रुपीज financial year. Sir, if you want to prepare the notes, in that case also you can prepare the key points. Okay, although you will receive this ebook as well. In this particular ebook we had covered the complete budget, the simplified budget of 2024, as well as we had covered the complete finance bill and the budget speech. Okay, budget speech and the finance bill you can download from everywhere, there is no any problem, but the complete simplified analysis is there in this PDF ebook up to 2009-10. Second point was related to extension of the benefit. Third one is TCS deduction. Two category are there in case of foreign exchange. Another is my tour. Okay, up to 7 lakh 5%, above 7 lakh 20%. In this case of foreign exchange, there is requirement to deduct TCS at the rate of 5%. But if up to 7 lakh, no TCS will be deducted, and above 7 lakh, if the purpose is other than medical and the education, in that case 20% TCS will be deducted. That is what is the provision which is proposed in the budget 2024. So these are the proposals which are there from direct taxation perspective and from taxation. Sir, everything is okay for each and everyone? Just comment me in the chat box. Are you enjoying this session? आपको समझ आ रही है चीजें? Within 30 minutes we had covered the complete proposals from direct taxation and from the indirect taxation perspective. Okay, now we'll discuss certain schemes. Okay, certain important schemes which we need to know from our profession point of view in this particular webinar as well. Okay, so that you can discuss these things with other as well. Okay, I will not take your much more time. We'll conclude the session in next 10 to 15 minutes. Okay, we'll cover the complete proposals from direct as well as from indirect taxation perspective. Now we have certain journal points as well. So अभी तक जो गवर्नमेंट की टैगलाइन थी, सबका साथ सबका विकास सबका प्रयास. Now government has introduced one more component in that particular tagline, that is sabka prayas. This component is used in budget 2024. That means for the growth of the nation, there is requirement of the efforts. Okay, so this is the thing which, this is the component which is inserted by the government in the budget 2024. Now government talks about the housing for all, har ghar jal, electricity for all, cooking gas for all, free ration for the public, and also they address the things related to generating of the jobs and the economic needs. That means government has started the budget from the infrastructure, the techniques to boost the infrastructure, the basic infrastructure. That is what is the purpose of the government इन दी बजट 2024. ओके, इस परस्पेक्टिव से हम ये सोच सकते हैं कई सारी हाउसिंग स्कीम्स वहां पर आने वाली है, उससे रिलेटेड प्रोजेक्ट स्टार्ट किए जा सकते हैं. वी कैन गाइड अवर क्लाइंट इन दैट पर्टिकुलर एस्पेक्ट एज वेल. इन केस ऑफ जॉब जनरेशन, we can also participate in that particular campaign and will also work on that particular thing. Okay, also government has uh, announced that we'll discuss the complete roadmap of Viksit Bharat 2047 in July 2024 when we'll present the budget if we'll win. Okay, and government has also discussed that we have four pillars in our economy in our country. One is poor, another is women, third one is youth, and the fourth one is farmer. And these four pillars plays a very important role in the economic growth of the country. Okay, I am just going to summarize the complete budget in front of you from journal perspective. Okay, so that you can have an idea that what was there in the budget 2024. Government has also discussed about the direct benefit transfer scheme. Okay, through this scheme the benefit of various scheme can directly be transferred to the bank account of various person. Also bank discuss about the PM Swanidhi scheme. In that case जो various street vendors है, गली नुक्कड़ के ऊपर जिनकी दुकानें हैं, उनको फाइनेंशियल असिस्टेंस प्रोवाइड करवाने की भी फैसिलिटी यहाँ पर बात की गई. उसके अलावा वन मोर इंपॉर्टेंट स्कीम अनाउंस्ड बाय द गवर्नमेंट, दैट इज PM विश्वकर्मा योजना. And this scheme is specifically applicable for the skill holders, that is carpenter, electricians. If they want the fund, they want the credit linked incentives, in that case they can also go for this particular scheme. This scheme is specifically for those type of peoples. Okay, for annadata, that is for farmers, government announced the PM Kisan Samman Yojana. In that particular scheme, they are going to provide the credit financial facilities to various farmers. Okay, so if we have client who is dealing in the pharmacy related activity, or the that particular person is a farmer, or they are dealing in the agriculture produce, in that case they may take the benefit of this particular scheme. Also, government has Fasal Bima Yojana, through that government is going to provide the free bima for the crop. Okay. Also, for Yuva PD, government has come up with PM Shri Yojana. In that particular scheme, they are going to provide the education to various youth. Okay, and they are also going to establish various IIT, IIM, and EMS. So this is also a very good indication and the signal for us. If there is any establishment of IIT, IIM, EMS, in that case, we can easily provide various particular consultancy related services. We can also suggest our client who is dealing in this particular type of products for supplying the various product and the goods and services to these particular institutions. Okay, and also if someone wants to establish any education institution, in that case government has announced a scheme related to the financial assistance to the educational institutions, so they can also take the benefit of that particular thing. Okay. Also, government has one special scheme, that is PM Mudra Yojana. We all know, I suppose everyone has idea about this Mudra Yojana scheme. In this scheme, that business group can avail the credit facility without the collateral security. There is no requirement to provide the collateral security, and without the collateral security, that business group can avail the credit facility. Okay. Also, this scheme has certain features. This scheme has two groups. One is man and another is woman. If any woman wants to take the credit facility under this Mudra Yojana, in that case, there is certain additional benefits are there with regard to interest rate, with regard to the proposal processing charges, with regard to the subsidy. Okay. So all these things are there, and the same will be covered in the Nari Shakti scheme, and government has especially add on certain things in the Mudra Yojana for the Nari. Okay, they can also take the financial facilities for growth of their business. So if some client is with us and the firm is with name of proprietor and the proprietor is woman, in that case we may also suggest for the funds and credit related things to that particular client, that you can go for the PM Mudra Yojana for women, which is there are certain special benefits are there. Okay, so this will also be an add-on in our services for our client. विकसित भारत 2024, फॉर दैट पर्पस गवर्नमेंट ने यहाँ पर कुछ पिलर्स भी बताया, दैट वी हैव सर्टेन सेगमेंट्स एंड वी आर गोइंग टू वर्क ऑन दीज सेगमेंट्स, एंड थ्रू दैट सेगमेंट वी कैन ऑल्सो अंडरस्टैंड दैट व्हाट आर द अपॉर्चुनिटीज आर देयर इन फ्यूचर फॉर अस. Okay, government says that will work on the physical infrastructure, digital infrastructure, and the social infrastructure. Also, we are going to work on the complete financial transactions and the formalization in the digital public infrastructure, that is DPI. Through that particular digital public infrastructure, government is going to done each and everything through that digital platforms. Government is also plan to widen the tax base via GST. Okay, everything is to be covered under that particular GST regime. The transparency will be there, the tax collection will be there, the growth related activities will be there due to transparency. These are the pillars, these are the segments. On that basis, government is planning for the future growth and the Viksit Bharat. Government has also planned to set up gift IFSC. Sir, what do you mean by this gift IFSC? This is a platform which government is going to plan in future, and through that particular gift IFSC, we can provide global capital and financial services. So this is a very good opportunity for the professionals as well. Now, if I want to provide any foreign consultancy and international services, in that case, I just need to take the direct steps. Okay, that means I need to connect with that particular client directly, but through that gift IFSC, government is provide one platform, and through that platform I can easily provide the international services in the international market related to my financial, related to the capital management. So this is also one of the base of Viksit Bharat 2047. With that purpose, government has also give very much importance to the green energy. Okay, if someone is planning to initiate the business in the green energy, in the bioenergy, biomasses, all those things are there, e-buses, e-vehicles related, government has come up with multiple scheme. If someone is working on the e-buses and e-vehicles, in that case government will provide the credit linked scheme, the financial assistance, as well as there are multiple subsidies are announced by the government in case of e-buses and in case of e-vehicles. In case of the plant related to CNG, PNG, related to coal, related to the green energy, related to the solar power panel, government has multiple schemes, and through that schemes you can avail the benefits. These are the important things which government has announced through the green energy segment. Okay, so this is also a very good area. Infrastructure related, government has come up with three important major railway corridors. Okay, one is energy, another is minerals, and third one is cement. And through that particular corridors, government is going to do multiple expansion in case of the rail industry. Okay, and the government has come up with the name that is PM Gati Shakti Yojana. Also, government has announced certain expansion of existing airports and the comprehensive development of the new airports, and also the metro rail and the nano bharat for the urban transformation. This is also an thing which is government is planning in and announced in the budget 2024. Tourism से related, government has set up one iconic tourist center to attract the business, as well as government is going to provide the long term finance, interest free finance to the state and to various establishment. This is also a good opportunity. If someone wants to initiate the business related to the transportation, in that case they can also go for that, because they are going to provide the long term finance that is up to 50 years without interest. Okay, and no doubt agriculture and food processing is a great area of opportunity. Okay, government has announced multiple schemes, interest free schemes for the agriculture, credit linked scheme, subsidy linked scheme, and related to the dairy development, they had also come up with multiple things in the budget. Okay, so direct taxation proposals we had already covered, indirect taxation proposals we had already covered. So in these 45 minutes we had started our discussion from the indirect taxation proposals. In indirect taxation there are two amendment proposed. One is related to input service distributor and another is related to my machinery, that is section number 122 subsection number A का insert. Okay, then direct taxation proposals के अंदर there is a relief to demand up to 25,000 rupees and up to 10,000 rupees. Also there is a relief in the TCS, and also there is an extension of the benefits which is there under the startup. Okay, as well as we had covered the certain journal points which are there, which is announced by the government of India in the budget 2024. So these are the things which I want to cover. This is the complete which is there in the budget, interim budget 2024. Government will announce the final budget in July 2024. Okay, so ये सारी की सारी चीजें थी जो बजट 2024 के अंदर अनाउंस हुई, और उन सारी चीजों को हमने यहाँ पर कवर कर लिया, कॉम्प्रहेंसिव फॉर्म के अंदर आपके पास में यहाँ पर प्रेजेंट कर दिया. दिस कंप्लीट पीडीएफ फाइल विल already mailed to your registered mail ID. Okay, you can also download the same from where, from there. So this is all from my side. Whatever will be your question, whatever will be your point, you may comment in the chat box, you may comment in the comment box. Okay, and another point is that whatever will be your feedback, suggestions for this particular webinar, just comment me in the chat box. I am waiting for your replies. I suppose in my both the chat box there is no any other question is pending. So I am going to sign off for this today's webinar. I again request everyone, please provide your feedback in the chat box. So thank you everyone for your presence, for your learning, for your time. Okay, we'll meet you soon in next any other webinar, in any other event, in any other seminar very soon. Okay, multiple videos on indirect taxation is available on this particular YouTube platform. You just need to go through with those YouTube those videos as well. If you have any doubt, if you have any point in future as well related to the GST, in that case you may connect with me. You may connect with me over my LinkedIn profile CA Sachin Jain. Also, I have already shared the my office number. You may connect with me over that particular contact details. Okay. So thank you everyone for your time. We'll meet you soon in any other webinar, in any other event, in any